The battle for the vice president post has shifted focus down south after a Tamilian, Mr. Radhakrishnan, being put up by the Bharatiya Janata Party and the NDA. The opposition today decided that it is going to be Justice Reddy who will be taking on Mr. Radhakrishnan. So it is going to be an NDA, an opposition pick in which it is an RRR kind of a blockbuster which is brewing up or building up for September 9th, where Radhakrishnan is going to take on Reddy, and it is the race for the vice president's post. One from Telangana and the other one, in fact, from Tamil Nadu. So it is a big blockbuster. The tables have been turned, both the sides trying to send big political message as well. Let's just very quickly tell you in top 6 developments of how the story has played out through the day. Opposition today named Sudershan Reddy as vice president pick. Noted jurist, has been a judge in the Supreme Court as well. Now, former Supreme Court judge Mr. Reddy is from Telangana. So Tamil Nadu was the choice for the NDA. Telangana is where the opposition candidate comes from. Development number 3 on this. Opposition balanced both TMC and DMK conditions. TMC wanted somebody non-political. DMK wanted either a Tamilian or somebody from South. And that is exactly what they have found in Mr. Reddy. Then, of course, the TDP has already announced that they are going to back the NDA pick. They say the NDA stands united. When the BJP tried to put the DMK, in the spotlight in a corner by picking a Tamilian and asking them whether they will support them, the same question is being asked by the opposition of the TDP, YSRCP and the BRS, whether they are going to support somebody from Telangana. Telugu is somebody that they are going to in fact support. Now, NDA candidate has garnered support of the YSRCP as well, which announced their support to the candidate yesterday. Is there going to be a rethink? That remains the big question. And development number 6 on this story, the KCR's BRS is yet to decide who are they going to support. If they go with the BJP, then of course they would be, the opposition will call them the B team of the BJP. And if they abstain, then they will look like as if they are making sure that a person from Telangana, his position, his chances get weakened in this race. Now, it's as I said, both the sides, NDA and the India Alliance, both have in fact picked up candidates from South. So it's a southern battle which is brewing up, hot southern battle. NDA candidate CP Radhakrishnan, 2-time MP from Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu. On the other hand, it's B Sudershan Reddy, former Supreme Court judge who hails from Telangana. Then let's just also give you a sense about the numbers, how they are stacked for this battle. 786 is the joint strength of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha for this elections. The MPs are the ones those who are going to vote as far as the vice president is concerned. Now, this is the total strength, 786, where NDA and UPA and I beg your pardon, the India Alliance, where do they stand as far as these numbers are concerned? On your screens also visuals of Mr. Reddy, the opposition candidate, some fresh shots of him possibly arriving in the national capital. Let me very quickly also keep going on with the numbers. 394 is the majority as far as these numbers are concerned. So 394 is the majority mark where the NDA support is concerned. 422 Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members support the candidate of the NDA as of now. For the opposition, the number for the India Alliance, the number is 313. And at this moment, this 313 plus 12 of the Aam Aadmi Party, it goes to about 325, which is less than the numbers, the total numbers that are required for a victory. 3 Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members of the BRS are undecided. We'll also have to wait for what happens with the BJD as far as their numbers are concerned. At this moment, the numbers with the opposition candidate, with the NDA candidate. All right, I think, can we just up that audio? All right, we'll try and see if we can get you that reaction, from where Mr. Reddy is speaking at this moment. Tomorrow, of course, remember, All right, let's just listen in.
To all the parliamentarians, irrespective of the party affiliations.
Okay, let me very quickly go across to my colleague Ashish, who is joining us with more details from Hyderabad. Ashish, you spoke to Justice Reddy earlier, was quite confident, though as we showed the numbers are stacked against him. He has appealed to both the YSRCP and other political parties to also support him. What are you picking up from the parties in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh as far as candidature is concerned?
Ankit, interesting development from Hyderabad. We are right now at Chief Minister Reddy Reddy's house. He just held a press conference and clearly said, and he in fact appealed and requested all the political parties which are from twin Telugu state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana to listen to their conscience and then vote in favor of a Telugu candidate, a Reddy candidate, which India Alliance has now fielded. So clearly, Congress and in particular Reddy Reddy, the Chief Minister of Telangana, along with his whole bunch of cabinet minister and state party president, they held a press conference. They said that the Sudershan Reddy was the person whose government of Telangana appointed him as the expert committee chairman, which recommended 42% OBC reservation in the state, and based on that recommendation, the Telangana Congress government has now appealed to the central government to approve 42% OBC reservation here. So one side, Congress party here in Telangana, they say that this person, that Mr. Reddy, though he is not OBC, but he is he is advocating for OBC. So one thing that the Reddy Reddy and the Congress party of Telangana is appealing to. Second thing, that Reddy Reddy and entire Congress party is saying that while appealing to TDP as well as YSR Congress party, both the neighboring state party of Andhra Pradesh, that they should in fact listen to their conscience and support to India Alliance candidate, a person who is coming from a Telugu state. They in fact, Reddy Reddy, Chief Minister, also gave the example of late Prime Minister PV Narasimha Rao's election. When he was elected as Prime Minister, he contested a by-election from Nandyal, and then N.T. Ramarao, the chief of Telugu Desam party, he extended his entire support to Congress candidate PV Narasimha Rao, and PV Narasimha Rao got elected. So he is making all the gesture and appealing YSR Congress party as well as TDP to support the India Alliance candidate.
Another interesting angle to this also would be where the BJD goes, because it is also one of the undecided parties, and whether the opposition, of course, at this moment it seems an uphill task for the opposition to win the post of the vice president. Can there be a surprise on the day of the election? That is going to be very, very interesting. Let's listen in once again to what Mr. Reddy said as he arrived in the national capital. Meanwhile, Telangana Chief Minister Reddy Reddy has appealed for the Telugu parties to support the opposition candidate. He has taken a swipe and a pot shot at Chandrababu Naidu, also along with KCR and Asaduddin Owaisi. He has sought support for Mr. Sudershan Reddy, Justice Sudershan Reddy, who is the opposition candidate. Let's listen in.
जब कांग्रेस पार्टी तेलंगाना में जाति गणना के इंडिपेंडेंट एक्सपर्ट कमेटी चेयरमैन इज जस्टिस सुदर्शन रेड्डी, उनके सुझाव से हम लोग 42% रिजर्वेशन कैबिनेट में पास किए और असेंबली में भी चर्चा किए, पास किए। वो 2 बिल आज राष्ट्रपति जी का पेंडिंग है। दूसरी तरफ जो एनडीए संविधान के खिलाफ, संविधान को बदलने के लिए आरक्षण को हटाने के लिए ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन 42% रोककर ओबीसी को अन्याय करने के लिए जहां पर कोशिश कर रहा है, उनके उम्मीदवार राधाकृष्णन पर जस्टिस सुदर्शन रेड्डी इंडिपेंडेंट एक्सपर्ट कमिटी चेयरमैन फॉर ओबीसी, उनका जाति नहीं है, उनका निर्णय ओबीसी पक्ष में है। इसीलिए आप सब लोगों से, जितने लोग ओबीसी के पक्ष में खड़ा कर रहना चाहता है, सुदर्शन रेड्डी के साथ जोड़ना है।
All right, so the Chief Minister of Telangana making an appeal, also in fact saying that if you want to stand with the OBCs, then support Mr. Reddy. Now, interestingly, Mr. Reddy is not an OBC himself, has come from the upper caste community from Telangana. On the other hand, the BJP has chosen Mr. Radhakrishnan, who is an OBC. So the fight also going on the caste lines as well. Let me go across to my colleague, Vasudha Venugopal, who's joining me at this moment on the broadcast. Vasudha, it's also brewing an interesting fight as far as the caste combination is concerned. One aspect, of course, is the southern fight, the south versus south, Tamil Nadu versus Telangana in that aspect. And now Revanth Reddy, appealing on behalf that he has been somebody who has worked for the OBCs, though not an OBC himself, against an OBC candidate, also sends political message.
That's right, Ankit. In fact, the BJP has always used constitutional posts to promote the idea that there needs to be social inclusion, there needs to be representation to all sections of the society, especially those from deprived sections, which is why we have a Draupadi Murmu who comes from the ST community. We also had Jagdeep Dhankar, who came from the Jat community, which is also OBC in certain states. And when it came to, of course, Mr. C.P. Radhakrishnan, he's an OBC from Tamil Nadu. The previous two vice presidents, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan and Dr. R. Venkatraman, were both Brahmins, and clearly in Tamil Nadu that is being eyed very closely by the BJP. It is a lot of non-Brahmin politics that plays out, and that is the essence of the DMK as well. So by placing an OBC candidate, somebody who comes from the Gaundar Velalar community, same as Edapadi Palanisamy, and also a community that has never been in some ways attracted to the idea of Dravidian self-respect movement, a community that's often seen as pious and more prone to understanding Hindutva. So clearly, I do think that it is a very important strategic move by the BJP to place somebody like CPR. And of course, now that the opponent is not a Tamilian, the DMK finds itself in a bind. But clearly, in Tamil Nadu, more than Tamil pride, it is the self-respect and then the kind of autonomy of the state over center. That's the sentiment that counts more. So clearly the DMK doesn't see this more as a political problem, but of course even for the Telugu parties, the fact that they've reiterated their support for the NDA candidate seems to show that both TDP and YSRCP seem to have made up their minds.
I think there was an attempt from both sides to turn the tables on each other, try and force some divisions as far as the votes are concerned, but it seems politically, the political parties, whether it's from Telangana or from Tamil Nadu, their calculations, they are standing fast with their partners rather than getting swayed as far as the Tamilian pride or the Telugu pride narrative is concerned. Vasudha, thank you for joining me at this moment. Suman C. Raman, political analyst, noted political analyst, is joining me at this moment. Thank you so much, Mr. Raman, for speaking to us. We spoke about when the NDA candidate was announced. Now the turn of the opposition. They have announced their candidate as well. I just first want to ask you about this whole Revanth Reddy thought it fit that he needs to come and reiterate that though he's from an upper caste, but he has worked for the OBCs. Do you see that underlining this election as well? Some sort of a political messaging on the larger scale, while the BJP has an OBC candidate and the Congress has chosen a candidate from the upper caste?
Yeah, I am a little surprised that they went with a candidate from the upper caste, and Reddy is a dominant caste in Andhra and Telangana. So in that sense, is a little surprising. The second part is one knew that this was not going to be a heavyweight candidate because for almost all practical purposes, the candidate is going to lose. So we knew that yesterday, for instance, there was the names of Mr. Mailsamy Annadurai, the scientist who was.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you here. Can we just fix that audio of yours because there is some rustling sound that we are getting, on air. Can we just, all right, what we'll do, we'll quickly fix that and we'll get Mr. Raman back. But as he was saying, What is the contest? Because numbers at this moment seem to be stacked against the opposition candidate. But what is the larger messaging that the opposition wants to go with? That's the big question. Have they just got him as a face saver from South India, or is the opposition aiming at a larger message? Because remember, the electoral test at this moment, even after the vice president election, is going to be in Bihar. None of the, neither the NDA nor the opposition have done anything or put up a candidate as far as Bihar is concerned. Though the NDA could say that we have an OBC candidate and possibly that is the appeal that they would make or could have in Bihar. On the other hand, the upper caste is usually seen as strongly with the NDA and the BJP in the state of Bihar. Can that happen as far as the messaging goes for the opposition as well? But it is going to be very, very interesting. On this, let's before we get Mr. Raman back, let's just listen into some reactions, political reactions on Mr. Reddy being chosen as the opposition candidate.
Sri B Sudershan Reddy Garu is one of the India's most distinguished and progressive jurists. He has had a long and eminent legal career. It is not just a battle, it is an ideological battle.
We are opposing the BJP candidate, and this is a divisive politics which they've been trying to propagate in this country. And that is what our answer to that is to bring in a person who values the Constitution. They are trying to do away with the Constitution. They've never respected the Constitution or the Parliament. The candidate which the opposition has chosen is a person who respects the Constitution of this country and also the people of this country.
Prime Minister also has mentioned about his humble life, even now as a governor of Maharashtra also. Rajnath Singh ji has asked multiple parties to support Radhakrishnan ji unanimously. I think other parties should also must have also heeded to his request. Most importantly, DMK and other parties, they should have heeded to this request and should have supported Radhakrishnan ji. Numbers are heavily stacked in favor of Radhakrishnan ji, so I don't see a contest here, and Radhakrishnan ji will come out with much bigger majority than last time.
All right, Mr. Raman is back with us. Sir, let me ask you this. We've been discussing the numbers largely are stacked against the opposition candidate. Is there still a political message in this fight for the opposition, or at least that the opposition wants to propagate?
I don't see the political message. Had they chosen a OBC leader or a Dalit leader, particularly maybe from a state like Bihar, at least one could have thought that there was some kind of messaging going on. Choosing an upper caste, member from the Reddy community, beyond the narrow hope that it could put Mr. Chandrababu Naidu in a bit of a bind, which it clearly was not going to. Everybody knew that he was not going to budge on voting with the NDA. So that was always going to happen. So other than that, I cannot understand what they achieved. We knew that they would choose a lightweight candidate. That was always on the cards, because we've seen this pattern many times. When it's a lost cause, no heavyweight candidate usually steps up to the plate and says, I will put my neck on the block, knowing that I'm going to lose. Very often we've seen this history of opposition candidates, even when the UPA was in power. The NDA candidates who then contested, many of them were lightweights, when the battle was sort of known that it was going to be lost. So I think that they possibly missed a trick here. They haven't done well enough. I mean, with all due respect to Mr. Sudershan Reddy, I don't believe that his candidature is going to get the India Alliance any kind of brownie points in this. And for all practical purposes, I think that we can potentially look at moving on. Mr. CPR has this in the bag. I don't see any problems in him getting elected.
That's quite candid. Mr. CPR has in the bag September 9th. If, as Mr. Sumant Reddy is saying, if Sumant Raman is saying, I beg your pardon, if everything goes as planned, we already know who the next vice president is going to be. Possibly the opposition, according to him, missing a trick. If nothing else, could have sent a message in the electoral state of Bihar, which they have also missed. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.